Hi everybody and welcome to the MoneyMan show on Premier League. His focus is great to have football back. We've got rugby this weekend, we've got a live football. So everybody that was waiting for the start of the Premier League must have a sense of relief, and it's the best league in the world. So today we're just going to chat about the top six, because I think we're going to see a very similar type season to last season, with maybe a couple surprises, and we'll chat about that later in terms of my opinion. What did you make of the Charity Shield?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games where if you watch the game, you get a very different sense to if you just read what was reported on, because it's one of those things that's very easy to report in hindsight, and you wrote about it in your weekend wrap, but like the Nunez versus Haaland thing, where according to the media, Haaland was a joke of a signing and he missed all his opportunities, and Nunez just flourished. The reality is Nunez missed 2 goals. On any other day, 3 of Haaland's could have gone in, and the narrative is completely different. But it was just great to watch. The Community Shield is the smallest of the kind of the trophies.
But it's still a competitive game, and
but it's still City playing Liverpool, and I think we got a nice taste again of what we're going to see this season, which is just 2 of the best teams in the world. Playing brilliant football under brilliant managers. So I really enjoyed that game, and obviously for me as a Liverpool fan, couldn't be more happy with the results. 3-1, emphatic.
Well, congratulations. And I think for most women out there, they would probably prefer if Nunez plays with no shirt. Jesus.
Yeah, that guy's a tank.
He's a 12-pack.
Yeah.
But that's not why they signed him. And look, round 1 goes to Nunez and Liverpool. But make no mistake, Haaland will score in bunches this year, I think.
No, I mean, he has to. If you look at who he's getting that service from, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez, Jack Grealish on the left, who I think Grealish is in these preseason games, he's been performing well, and I think towards the end of the season started coming to his own. It's now the second season. I think the spotlight's also less on him. Yes, he is still...
Look, sorry, to that comment, there was no real panic about Grealish's performance last year,
Yeah.
And he didn't cop a lot of bad press. Certainly not the type of press that Magne copped in the previous year. Before last, when he had a horrible year by his standards. So it's I don't really read a lot of the English media because it is so sensational. It seems that every week is make or break. Every game's critical. It's just. And it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the top 6. Where are you placing the top 6? You see any surprises?
As much as I want to say, Liverpool to win the league, and they've made some, they're starting to build something in terms of that squad, like bringing in Nunez, bringing in Diaz at the end of last year, where they are building a quality of depth that they didn't necessarily used to have.
Yeah.
But I still just think the Premier League is who's got the best squad for 38 weeks. And it's going to be Manchester City again. You look at the guys that are coming on for the guys that are going off. And it's pretty much like for like in every position. So I think it's going to be much of the same, where basically a point or 2 will separate the 2 sides. But I think City will come off best. I think they're going to win again. I think Liverpool will be second. I think Chelsea are going to be third, but a lot closer third than they were last year. Like finally sort of settled under Thomas Tuchel.
But there's still a lot of uncertainty at Chelsea with Abramovich not having exited yet.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that's going to be a huge factor in terms of I just don't see anyone finishing third ahead of them. For me, I think Arsenal make a very good case for number 4.
I think Chelsea overpaid for Sterling.
Really?
Yeah, in my opinion. I mean, no, but I asked you the question. Sorry,
No. I mean, but I think we're going to see the.
So you're putting Man City first.
Man City first, Liverpool second, Chelsea third, and I think it's just going to be a swap between Arsenal and Spurs from last season. I think Arsenal are going to come in 4th, Spurs 5th, and I think United will manage to take up that 6th position.
They had a lot of exiting players and not much incoming talent.
Not much incoming.
So you're going to. The coach is a control freak. Whenever you get a control freak in, I don't know if that style of management works anymore with these snowflakes.
Yeah. We couldn't stop Ronaldo from leaving the preseason game at half time.
No, well, he's earned the right to do that, even though it's silly. I've never liked Ronaldo other than he's a great football player. But it's. I don't think Man United are going to finish in the top 6.
Really?
Yeah. I think.
Well, what's your top 4 and top 6 for this?
You know, I think look at it this way: Man City won the league, and if not for, if Stevie Gerrard's Aston Villa could have held on for a draw, Liverpool would have won the league. So it's that close.
Yeah.
I question the Pep's goal of winning the Champions League with Man City, and that may it'll play into the hands of Liverpool this year. You know, that his focus is the Champions League, and whenever your focus is something, and with it, that will lead itself to distraction for the Premier League. You know, and De Bruyne is the key to that team. De Bruyne is the key to that team, and he goes down. It's the wear and tear on him. I like Liverpool to win the league.
Okay.
I like City to finish second.
I hope so.
I like Arsenal, who are my surprise team. Arsenal made some nice signings. You look at their preseason, they smashed Chelsea 4-0. They beat Spanish side 6-0. And I just like the direction on it. I like the coach,
Arteta.
Mikel Arteta. I just like his approach. You know, he brought that team together. And as soon as they cut the cancer, Aubameyang out of that team, they started to perform better. So it's not just something that's happened. They had a terrible start to the season, so I don't think they're going to have that start again. I think they finish third.
Yeah.
I like Tottenham to finish. Tottenham to finish fourth. Chelsea fifth.
Okay.
Newcastle sixth, and Man United seventh.
Not West Ham flipping United.
Well, it could. I don't see Man United having brought in any stars.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
yeah, they have their transfer window has been very
quiet.
Very quiet.
I mean, I think Leicester didn't spend any money in the transfer market.
Can they?
Well, they are owned by a Thai billionaire, but who knows? So that's the way that I see the league playing out. I see a battle between Mo Salah and De Bruyne Haaland for top goal scorer.
Yeah.
I see Bournemouth being relegated, along with Notts Forest.
Yeah.
And hard not to put in. You know, I see Leeds struggling with Ted Lasso coaching and bringing in more American players.
Look, I mean, you don't get a guy that's as widely revered in the coaching world as Bielsa. You know, you don't get people consistently supporting him like that, even post his, sacking.
Yeah.
If he wasn't the real deal. And it's like, if you look at, I mean, we spoke about it a lot 2 seasons ago when Leeds came back up, but just what he's done with the, the players there.
Yeah.
And you look at like...
And when you look at last year, Bamford played what, 3 games?
Yeah. Now Calvin Phillips has gone to City, so it's...
well, for £50 million.
Yeah, it's going to be a
good
tough...
deal. Leeds aren't turning down a $50 million offer.
No, for sure.
No.
But in terms of the players that can actually sort of get them those wins and those,
Well, look, a healthy Bamford will be a big improvement for Leeds. But I think they'll struggle. And the team that maybe might surprise is Southampton to struggle as well.
Yeah.
And we're still, I mean, if Leicester haven't brought in anybody, and if they lose Maddison and Fofana, because Newcastle's sniffing around heavy, Maddison.
Yeah.
They're going to be lower middle to very low table.
Look, the trajectory of Newcastle as well, like you've put them in at 6th. It's going to be very interesting to just watch over the next couple of years how they slowly just potentially become a powerhouse,
Yeah.
Because it kind of comes with that season of signing like decent players that don't have the ego to not go. So they'll go there, start winning some stuff, and then you see some big names eventually.
Yeah. So that for me is I think it may be changing the guard at 6.
Yeah.
I think you're not going to need 95 points to win the league. I think you're going to need about 80, 88, 89, because there's going to be a bit more parity in the league. Newcastle are going to upend. You got West Ham, that's an improving side.
Look, and I think Chelsea, Spurs, and Arsenal are going to prove to be consistently competitors throughout the season.
But Chelsea faltered in the second half. And so I mean,
Yeah, look, I think we're expecting different things from Chelsea this
Yeah,
coming season. You know.
I think that you know they'll finish. I said fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
But as long as the uncertainty is still ongoing, and Tuchel, like I said, didn't have a good second half of the season. Lukaku was a flop.
Yeah.
So they're placing a lot on Sterling.
Yeah, that was some great business from Chelsea.
And yeah, well, he was unstoppable in Italy.
Yeah.
So you know, and he loved Chelsea, but just couldn't get it right. I suppose for me, when I look at it, like I said, Chelsea's putting a lot of eggs in one basket with Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, I know. Again, when you do that, it's the hope that player then stays fit. You know.
Well, you know, it's not only that; it's the players that were surrounding him at Man City. I mean, they'd run teams ragged, and then he'd come on and score.
Yeah.
You know, they'd run teams ragged with him. The quality of the player at Man City is far superior to the quality of players at Chelsea. And even when he was playing for Liverpool, he had great service.
Yeah.
You know, he had great quality players around him. So I think that Raheem Sterling is going to be a flop with Chelsea.
Okay.
The striker's curse is going to continue. And look, I'm so excited about this weekend. I might even watch Bournemouth play.
Look, it's been one of the more exciting transfer periods, I think, in terms of big name players that have gone to big clubs. You know, Liverpool's made like a record-breaking signing. Sterling, regardless of how you think he's going to fare, big signing to go to Chelsea. You know, he's now done 3.
Well, Man City actually, I think they
City
spent
with-
100 million and they sold 150 million worth of players.
Yeah.
So they made a profit for
No, it's
probably for the
insane.
first time ever
Yeah.
in the transfer market.
I think still the highest. They still spent the most out of all the clubs.
Yeah.
The
Well,
transfer window. But if you can,
well, when your owner owns an airline and you can fudge the sponsorship numbers and have Etihad or Qatar. What's the airline that sponsors Etihad?
Yeah.
So, you know, until this FIFA Fair Play thing, which you've been hearing about for years, kicks in, it's tough to compete with them in the signing.
Yeah.
Signing thing. Anyway, so let's get on to this weekend. Look, I'm not going to bet on any games this weekend.
No, you got to watch these first games.
Yeah. We've set up our fantasy league teams, and it'll be interesting to see how we do there with Premier League, the official Premier League site.
Yeah, we'll pop those on the Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
People can check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe start a league.
Yeah.